welcome back to Japan, where today I'm going to be talking to you about the new music video for From Now On that just came out from BAND-MAID. And you're probably thinking, Howard, this is now the third video you've done about this song. But wait, I would not do one unless there was something genuinely worth saying. So let's just start by saying that yes, I did do one when the song was first premiered live, then when we got the recorded version on the Unleash album EP, and now I'm doing one about the music video. But there is a lot to break down with this, and to understand why, let's first go back to when this was first announced, when the Unleash album EP was announced, and there were some comments about the band saying this was the first time they recorded a music video for an instrumental track, and of course the only one that could be would be From Now On. Now, they also talked about recording another music video, and a lot being alluded to in the original sort of anime album artwork that we were seeing around the Unleash album EP thing, and that turned out to be the title track music video for Unleash. You follow? You probably do. You're a BAND-MAID fan. That's why you're here. Then, of course, we got another music video came out, and it kind of all went along, and you would be forgiven for kind of forgetting that they'd mentioned about doing a music video for an instrumental, especially considering my understanding is that on BAND-MAID Prime, I believe there was a music video, well, not a music video, but like a live performance in the studio video of them playing From Now On. I can't personally afford the subscription, so I didn't see it, but I have it on good faith. There is a video of them playing From Now on BAND-MAID Prime. So with that information, I just kind of assumed, as perhaps others had, that that was the end of that. Well, suddenly for this weekend, we get the release of a proper, edited, filmed, well-lit music video for From Now On. Now, there's a couple of ways that you could approach a music video. You can either go for a music video which is very artistic, and what it's really trying to do is give you a visual representation of the mood of the song, or look for themes and things. Or you can get the type of music video that actually BAND-MAID usually lean towards, which is one which is more focusing on performance and just watching the band playing under some, like I say, good lighting and good editing. Now, that's particularly a good idea for a band like BAND-MAID because, well, let's face it, there's three reasons I think why most of the fans like them. The personality of the artists being very fun, good songwriting, but there's a lot of BAND-MAID fans who are just big instrumental nerds. Admit it, you know it's true. The ones who are really into knowing exactly what type of guitar, exactly what amp is using, exactly what drum skins on Akane's drums. And I don't really blame them, because if you think about it, this is one of the bands that I've often said, if you just took bands and went for the average skill level, I would think it would be hard to find a band better than BAND-MAID. Whatever you think of any of them as individual musicians, you look at Akane's just sheer drumming creativity and accuracy, Misa's ability to do so many different styles of bass playing, again, perfectly interpreting the songs. You have Konami, who's not only an amazing songwriter, but a brilliantly accomplished guitarist, both doing rhythm and lead. Psyche's voice is amazing, and even with Miku being the musically trained junior of the group, she's now a very solid middle member with a voice that could easily, hold down a band as a lead singer herself, but who is taking on backing vocals in most roles. This is a band with a very high overall skill level, so yes, people just want to see them play. That's what they usually do, and with this instrumental music video, they take the wise choice of continuing that route. Of course, what this does mean is that there is no Psyche in this music video. And we could look at that one or two ways. There's a part of me that just feels like, poor Psyche, just imagining her like sitting behind the cameras going, well, I've got nothing to do. But then the more I thought about that, the more I reinterpreted it in my head to just think of her maybe just somewhere, sitting on like a deck bed, on the beach, just drinking a cocktail and thinking, well, I didn't have to go into work today, and I still get paid because it's a band effort. But then actually, no, she was probably like buying trainers and, standing on a platform and train spotting. Into trainers and train spotting. I just realised how that's an interesting combo. Anyway, so, yes, it's a bit sad not seeing Psyche in a music video, but still we get to see the sheer performance fun of the band. It is very simple, it's nicely cut, it's nicely edited, so that you can see the band. It's not so cold that it's just like some nerdy musical analysis where it's just staring at the frames. It's got enough movement to make it feel like it is going along with the feeling of the song, but at the same time, it's a real testament, a real monument to the musicianship that the band are actually showing in this song. Now, the strange thing about this is, as you might remember if you saw my last video about From Now On, where I was talking about it in its context within the album, that for me, one of the reasons why this song works so well is that it is sat right at the beginning of Unleash. It is like an intro track, like you used to get on the old CD albums where you'd have like an instrumental song or something at the beginning that would build you up into the first full song. You know, it'd be something where you were waiting for the voice to come in, the vocals to come in track 2, which would effectively be the first song. Now, of course, in this case, From Now On is a very complete track of its own. It is a wonderful, rounded instrumental. It just has that extra context that allows it to be a little bit better, allows it to work both as an album track as well as its own standalone thing. As just an instrumental, I've spoken to some people in our community and in the BAND-MAID fandom, and there's a sort of mixture of opinions on whether it is their best instrumental to date. For me, I would probably say, as a slight push, it probably is my favourite instrumental by BAND-MAID to date. However, does it quite warrant a music video? That's a tricky question to answer, especially when they have some other really good songs on here that I would perhaps be really interested to see a music video for, and would also therefore involve us having Psyche in there as well. That's a difficult question. I do wonder. I mean, yes, either way, they obviously didn't have a huge budget to work with, so you could say it's cheaper to record an instrumental music video where you're just focusing on the artist, but you can still do a cheap one with one of the songs that has Psyche in. Look, I'm not saying that anyone pushed Psyche out. Obviously, she was okay with this. It's just kind of an interesting thing, because as for us as the fandom, was this the one that we wanted to get a music video for? I'm going to get so much hate for even bringing this up, but I think there would have been a couple more tracks that if you see my full album review, I pointed out my favourite tracks were a couple of the newer ones, and you know, like even if we've just seen a video for like Hate or for Isle, that would have been really, really awesome. And I don't know, maybe those will come later, but I just remember looking at this thinking, okay, that's an interesting choice for a music video. However, I can't deny, it is good. I enjoyed watching it. Is it going to get as much replay value as most of their other music videos, which are more traditional singles? I don't know. I don't really feel that this track for me has as much replay value as a lot of their singles. I mean, I can't imagine watching this back as many times as I watched Influencer, which I've watched a lot. Anyone who saw my live stream recently will know that every time I watch a video, YouTube always recommends the next video should be Influencer, which kind of gives away how many times I've watched that music video. So, you know, I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting choice because it's not what you traditionally expect for a music video. However, credit to them for doing something different, if nothing else, and, you know, actually leaning into promoting an instrumental. So there you go. That's my thoughts on this particular little escapade. So as usual, you know how this works. Get in the comments, tell me what you think, tell me why I'm absolutely wrong about everything, and I will look forward to reading all of that and maybe commenting on it in some future videos or live streams. But until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these, and, you know, whenever BAND-MAID release anything else, for now, ciao ciao. And yes, I'm in an internet cafe.